Okay, so what we're going to talk about right now is the couple different ways how to graph a line. We know that there's three forms. What were the three forms? Help me out.
Like
The forms of a line, yeah.
the slope. Oh, like what?
Slope, intercept form.
Yeah, you believe? Standard form.
So 2 is standard.
Point slope. Point slope.
Okay.
I said it first. I said it.
Okay, point slope. So let's just refresh ourselves on what they look like. Slope intercept we know is standard.
AX2 BY equals C. What she said. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus No, that would be, that's slope. Not what they
Yeah, Allie's right. That's slope. What? Who was saying that? Raheem. But slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to show you 2 or 3 different ways that we can graph lines depending on the form. And then briefly I'm going to show you one way that you can use for any form in case you forget. Okay? So slope intercept form, they give us 2 things in the slope intercept form. They tell us the slope and they tell us the y-intercept. Let's say we have y equals mx plus b. So someone give me an equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Y equals 2x plus 4. So one way to do it is we can take our m and our b and use those 2 things to plot our graph. So what we would do first is plot our b. So we count 4 and we plot our point 0, 4. And that's here. Now how can our m help us find another point? What does our m tell us the line does? How does it change? Mike? By 2 every time. So every time our x increases by 1, our y increases by 2, and we have another point. And every time our x increases by 1, our y increases by 2. What happens if our x decreases by 1? Y decreases by 2. So here I have my line. It's that easy. So slope intercept form, let's do one more example. Someone give me another one, this time with a negative slope and a fraction, and a negative y-intercept also.
Negative 1/4 x plus 6.
So negative 1/4 x plus 6. Okay, so where do I start?
minus 6.
That's all right. We can. Let's change it to minus 6. So we would start down here at negative 6. And now I'm going to use my slope to get the rest of my line. So negative 1/4 tells me to do what?
1.
Up 1 or down 1? Does it matter?
Up to
It doesn't matter. So let's say I go up 1.
Okay.
Which way do I have to go 4?
The right.
I go to the right 4?
Yes.
Sure?
No, but that's a negative 4?
Right, so
It's negative 1/4.
it's negative 1/4. So one direction has to be positive and one direction has to be negative. If we go in a positive direction here, we have to go in a negative direction here.
Oh, that's a positive one. Oh.
Right? So if we went in a negative direction here, we would go in a positive direction here. So I have these points, and then I draw my line. So that's the way to graph using slope-intercept form. Let's take a look at standard form. Someone give me an equation in standard form.
Can we use one from the paper?
No.
So let's see the equation in standard form. Anybody? Standard form.
3x.
Thanks. I mean, there's no wrong answer here. 3x
2y
plus 2y.
equals.
I'm going to make it easy. Equals 6. Okay? So, how could we use what we just did? We would need it in slope-intercept form, so that's a way to practice converting. We could convert to slope-intercept form. So we could convert this to y equals mx plus b and just do what we just did. That's fine. But here's a second way. Here we have standard form. We want to graph using the intercepts. Okay, and what are the x and y intercepts here? How do I find them? What do they mean? Where are they? Who can help? X-intercept. What is the x-intercept? Crosses the x-axis, so we're not sure where it is. I need to find it. I need to also find the y-intercept. So if I find these 2 points, I can graph my line easily. So x-intercept, y-intercept, how do I find them? How do I find the x and y-intercept? Any ideas? No? Think back to that survey we took. We had the first couple questions were on x and y intercepts. Every x-intercept has something in common. So everywhere on this axis has something in common. For example, what's this point here? 2, 0. This point here is 8, 0. This point is -3, 0. Are we starting to see what every one of these points has in common? What is 0? The y value. So here my x-intercept, my y value is 0. So in order to find the x-intercept, I have to make y 0. How about for my y-intercept? I have to make x 0, correct. So let's do that. So here, let's find my x-intercept. So I have 3 times x plus 2 times what? 0 equals 6. Can anybody just mentally tell me what x equals? Mental math here. It equals 2. Okay, so x equals 2, y equals 0. I actually already have the point right here. And what do I do for my y-intercept now? I make x 0. So that's 3 times 0 plus 2y equals 6. And now I see that y equals what? 3. So that goes up here. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. There's 3. And now I have my line. There's another way to graph. So we have graphing using intercepts. And here we saw that we graphed using the intercept and the slope. 2 different ways. Easy, right? Third way. Now let's say you have point-slope form. Let's say you have point-slope form. So someone give me an equation in point-slope form.